Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, I want to thank each and every last one of you for being right back here tonight with the royal family and family, of course. Y'all already know we cannot go without saying this. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And I'm telling y'all right now, the day that I can no longer say that, the day that I can no longer greet you will be one of the worst days that I've ever encountered. Because I really look forward to this. I'm not sure about you. Every Sabbath, I look forward to the Sabbath. I look forward to spending this time with you. And once again, I want to thank each and every last one of you. But family, tonight, we got to jump right into these scriptures. And before we get into the scriptures, there is a video that I want to show you. It's not a long one, but it's one that really pissed me off. Because as I looked at it, I saw and I observed, I saw straight through the stupidity. I saw our people that are lost, hurt, disgusted, and everything else that you could possibly think of. So without any further ado, family, please take a look at this right here.
Prayer means you're telling God what to do. You think you're God's consultant. Meditation means you have understood your limitations. Now you just shut up. If you just shut up on all levels, everything that needs to happen to you will happen to you. All the training is just to help them to shut up. That you don't throw your silly ideas at the Creator, you just shut up.
All right, family, so you saw that for yourself. Now, for those of you who are new to the scriptures, you should know, at least just with the minor information that you may have had in regards to the Bible and the actuality of it, that the Most High told us to pray without ceasing. And now here you have someone of the other nations. And the reason why we are having this lesson here tonight, because I'm going to show you just in regards to how the Father feels about the other nations, but how he truly feels about Israel. And as you saw that sister right there, how much of a contradiction was that really? How much of a contradiction, first and foremost, for her to have her head covered over blonde hair. You see how they take things out the scriptures and mix it with their stupidity? And this maggot faggot of a man actually had the gall to say, shut up and listen to God, when the Father said, pray without ceasing. Pray all the time to me. And yet you have one of our sisters right there following. So now do you understand why the Father told our sisters that they cannot lead a congregation because of things like that? Now, so many of you sisters, a lot of you feminists that's still out there, you may get mad at that, but I don't give a damn how you feel about it. It's about what the scriptures say. If you got a problem with it, take it up with him. Take it up with the Father. And I guarantee you that you're not winning that argument. So family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. Let me get my drink real quick. Because we are going to be reading from two different chapters, two different books. First, we're going to read from the book of Ezekiel, and then we're going to read from Matthew. So I want you to please open up Ezekiel chapter 2, please, family. Please go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 2, and we're going to read this entire chapter because we're going to make sure we put things into context, okay? So here we go, Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. So the Father right here speaking to Ezekiel and tell him, get up, stand up on your feet. Stand up when I enter the room. Now y'all see where the courts and all that get that from. The white man trying to put himself as God. Verse 2. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. So I want y'all to understand, when the Father's talking to you, you got to stand at attention. You got to get up. Just as King David told Solomon, to be a man, you got to keep these commandments. Gird up your loins. Put your balls on when you standing in front of the Most High. Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel. Stop. Now, of course, in Christianity, they sit there, they tell you that the word is for everybody. The word was given unto the world, everybody in it. But this is the contradiction to that false doctrine. Because the Father said he sent Ezekiel to the children of Israel. His only children, only ones he loved. I'm going to read that again. Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day. Speaking right now, this time right now. Also, he called us rebellious. Absolutely rebellious. Meaning, we turned our backs on him. We are following after the nations and the things that they do. Of course, not all of us. I'm just speaking general speak. But the children of Israel have a really big problem. Let's continue. And I'm going to read this. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. Now, you already know that is not an everyday term. The term impudent. Impudent. What does that mean? The definition of impudent. Not showing due respect for another person. You see how the Father said? He said, y'all niggas are disrespectful. Disrespectful, rebellious, and stiff-necked. I'm going to read this one more time. Verse 4. For they are impudent, disrespectful children, and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. That makes all the difference. Because, for one, the Father's making this claim, say, yo, Ezekiel, I want you to go out there and I want you to go talk to my children. And I want you to tell them that I said this. Thus saith the Lord. You let them know that I said this. I'm not playing with them. I'm not playing any games. You let them know that I'm talking. I'm speaking. Verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. So you see how this works? The Father's like, yo, first and foremost, you are not responsible for going out there and convincing anybody. You're responsible for going out there and letting them know what I said. And they will all know that there was a prophet among you. You see, and for those of you that teach, I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear me well. It is not our job to convince people to keep the commandments. You need to understand that. It is not our job to do that. It is our job to bring the word forth. Bring it to an understanding that our people will be able to comprehend. And then it is between them and the Father. Because there's not one of us, not me, not you, or no one else that walked this planet that can ever say that they were saved. How do we know that? Because we are still in captivity. And being that we are still in captivity means that none of us have been saved yet. Tell that to the Christian. All right, let's continue. Verse 6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. Be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Who is that talking about, family? Don't be afraid of their looks. So in other words, don't be afraid of them damn thugs that the Father then sent you to go talk to and tell who they are. Don't be afraid of them words and none of that, because first and foremost, for one, we have a real talk tonight. So if you get offended by what I'm getting ready to say, then your ass is just going to get offended. But we're going to make sure that we bring this out. So when you have them niggas, you already know them rough niggas, male and female, oh, pussy ass nigga. Yo, don't bring that shit around here. We don't want to hear that. What did the Father say? The Father said, you go and tell them that I said it. You see, the Father does not put anybody in this truth that is afraid to go out and talk to people. You go into them hoods, you go wherever he sends you. And he already told you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything that they have to say. Don't be afraid of their voice. Don't be afraid of what they say. And for damn sure, don't be afraid of their looks. And that doesn't only go for thugs. That also goes from the monkey suit wearing niggas that's in the Christian church. That means you confront a pastor. You look a pastor in his face and tell him that he's a liar. You look the Christian in their face and tell them that they're liars. You look him in the face and you tell them, if you are not keeping these commandments, you're done. You're dead. You're finished. That is what the scriptures say. You see, a person of the Most High, his sons and daughters, have what you call courage. No fear. None whatsoever. Verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them. You see what he said? My words, not your own, not your philosophy, his words. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. How many times is the Father going to drop these jewels on us when he's saying, listen, it is not up to you to determine whether or not they listen to you. It's not up to you. The thing that they need to do, they need to hear. I'm going to make sure that it registers or not. Because many are called, but few are chosen. But it's up to you to get out there and make sure that they hear the word. Verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth. Open thy mouth. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. And when I looked, behold, and hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. What is that? That's the word. That's the word, baby. Verse 10, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. I'm going to read that one more time. And there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. What do you think all those three things are? Come on now. Talk to me, family. What are those three things? What are those three things? Was there not lamentations and mourning and woe in that video that we watched earlier? That BS, that nonsense, that crap. Did the Father sit here and say, oh, it's going to be magical and it's going to be rainbows and it's going to be unicorns and puppies and teddy bears? No, he said there's going to be lamentations, mourning, and woe. Three different things that's going to warn the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's saying, if y'all don't get your act together, your ass is done. You're finished. So that was that. That was Ezekiel 2. So now we're going to take it further. We are going to go to the book of Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7. And we are going to see if Yahawashi, who is the Christ, who the world calls Jesus, we are going to see whether or not if he agrees with Ezekiel chapter 2. Old Testament is the New Testament concealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. Let's see if a Christian pastor will be able to keep up with this one here. Let's see. All right, Matthew chapter 7. This entire chapter is Yahawashi speaking. Judge not that ye be not judged. So I'm going to read this further because y'all already know where I want to go with that. Verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. So what is it saying? What is Yahawashi saying here? Is he saying, hey, don't ever judge anybody? In other words, if somebody's doing something That you're not supposed to open your mouth. You're not supposed to say anything. You're supposed to just turn that blind eye and not say anything at all. No, that is not what it's saying. He's going to tell you exactly what he's saying. Watch this. Verse 3. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? So now he's breaking it down, because he's making sure that nobody that goes out to bring the word to our people is being a hypocrite. So he said, hey, hold on, whoa. You can't judge a person for having a mote in their eye when you have a beam in yours. Let's see. Let's continue. Let's see what he means by that. Verse 4. Or how wilt thou say unto thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. So he's saying, first and foremost, nigga, get your shit together. Get yourself together first. You can't go out there and go point your finger on somebody else's chest when you have a beam that's in your eye too. So you got to get yourself right. You see, when the Most High went to Ezekiel, Ezekiel was already a righteous man. That's how he had that inclination from the Father to go out there and go do what he's supposed to do when the Father approached him and made him stand up, because he was already a stand-up man. So if you're out there dipping and dabbling in things that you're not supposed to be a part of, but yet you go out there and try to talk to your brothers and sisters about it, you can't. You can't. Because at that point, you will be considered a hypocrite. Okay? Verse 6. I want y'all to pay very close attention to this. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again to rend you. What does this mean? You've heard this so many different times. Do not cast your pearls before swine. I'm going to read this one more time. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. What does that mean, family? What does that statement mean? Let's get it. Let's find out exactly what that means. Now, first and foremost, who are the dogs? Who are the dogs that the Bible talks about all the time? Who are those dogs? Who are they? You already know who it is. It's the other nations. So now we're going to see exactly what Yahawashi had to say about them. So let's see. First and foremost, we need to take a look at what's holy. I want you to go to Romans chapter 7, please. I told you there's going to be some detours. So let's go to the book of Romans chapter 7, and please go down to verse 12. Let's see what's holy. Let's see what's holy. Romans chapter 7, verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. It gets no more plain than that. How plain the Father make that? What's holy? The law. So what are we not to give the dogs to other nations? We are not to give them the law to follow. Now, how can we back that up? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So now I want you to please go to Psalms chapter 50. Psalms chapter 50, and go down to verse 16, please. Now, this is the Father talking to the other nations. Let's see if this coincides with what we just read. Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked God saith, not me, God, but unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, which is the law, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? So first, the Father saying to these other nations, number one, who are you to talk or discuss my laws? Who are you to have my book in your mouth? Why are you talking about my scriptures? Why are you talking about my laws amongst yourself? They're not for you. They are for my children. Verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him and has been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil and thy tongue frameth deceit. The Father made it 100% crystal clear. My word is not for you. My word is not for the white man. My word is not for the Ishmaelite Arab. My word is not for the African. My word is not for the Ashkenazi. My word is for the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Every last one of us with a paternal lineage, meaning a fatherly lineage that goes back to Jacob. How clear is this, family? Let's go back to Matthew. All right, we was in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. Going back to Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. Now, we're not done with that. That was just the holy part. Let's get it again. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. So now we got to find out who those dogs are. But we're going to continue reading. I want to read this all the way out. Neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again to rend you. He said you. So now let's jump in Matthew. I want you to go to Matthew chapter 15, please, and go down to verse 22. Because now we got to see who these dogs are and how Yahawashi spoke about these dogs. Now watch this. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 22. Let's read this all the way down. Watch this. And behold, a woman of Canaan. Now, as we know, the Canaanites are not Israelites. So this is talking about an entirely different nation of people. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, speaking about Yahawashi, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. Now you notice how she didn't say a demon or anything like that. She said a devil. Exactly how the Bible describes it, a devil. Verse 23. But he answered her not a word. Why, family? Why did Yahawashi not answer this woman? But that's not it, though. Let's continue. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. Why are their attitudes like this? Now, according to Christianity, the disciples in Christ were out there teaching everybody. That's not what the scriptures say. They say right here in the scriptures that Yahawashi dissed her and the disciples dissed her as well. Like, yo, they went to Yahawashi like, come on, yo, get rid of her. Get rid of her, please. She's causing a disturbance. Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why would he make that statement? Because he's making it known that he did not come here for this woman. He did not come here to talk to this Canaanite woman. But she was being so persistent. She was being so aggravating to get what she wanted from him because she knew who he was. She knew the miracles he was able to perform. Not only him, but she also knew that the disciples were able to do it too. She knew it before they knew it. What does that tell you about these other nations? The very same thing that they know about us today. They know that we are the children of Israel. They know who we are. They know what we can do, but they look at us like these niggas are ridiculous. These have to be the dumbest people on earth. Here it is. Everybody knows that their God is the God of Israel, but they don't know, nor do they care. Watch this. Verse 25. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet, meaning it is not good, to take the children's bread, to take what's for the children of Israel, those miracles, the words, and cast it to dogs. The Yahawashi called this woman a dog to her face. Now, most people would think that'd be very insulting, right? Let's see. Verse 27. And she said, truth, Lord. She said, truth. Yes, I know I'm a dog. I know I'm not a part of the children of Israel. I know that. I know I'm a dog. I know who I am on this planet. But Yahawashi, Lord, I need your help. My daughter has a devil on her. I know what you are able to do. I need you. I'm coming to you to throw myself down in front of you so that you can help my daughter. I know these beautiful children of Israel. Yes, I know who y'all are. I know the royalty. I know what y'all are all about. But I need you. Verse 27, read that again. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Y'all see that? This woman is like, yo, listen. We will eat your scraps and be blessed. Look at what Yahawashi says. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Now, did that scripture say that Christ went ahead and accepted her and grafted her in to be Israel? No, it doesn't. What does it say? What did Yahawashi do? He's like, all right, for one, because of your faith, you have shown pretty much more faith than anyone that's out here. So I got you. I got you. I'll take care of your daughter. I'll get the devil up off your daughter. That's all it says. That's all that says. But the main thing behind that was that Yahawashi had to look out for this woman of the other nations because she had greater faith in him than his very own people. And that's a damn shame. Okay? So that was the part about dogs. We all know who them dogs are. So if anybody has a problem and you want to call this racism or whatever, you can go and stick your head up your own ass, okay? That has nothing to do with us. Not a damn thing. This has to do with what the scriptures actually say. If you want to go ahead and you want the ostrich treatment, then you go ahead and deal with that. Take your head and put it right up your own culo. You go right ahead. That's on you. Has nothing to do with us. So now let's go ahead and go back. We was in Matthew 7. All right. We was at verse 6. So now let's go to verse 7. Listen to what Yahawashi says here. Watch this. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find it. Knock, and it shall be open unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. But what people? Not only the children of Israel, but it's the child of Israel that's keeping the commandments. Because remember, the Most High does not hear sinners. But who he does hear are his obedient children. That's the thing that separates you from everybody else. He hears the obedient. Verse 9. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? Now that's heavy. Because here, for one, what's the bread? The bread is the word. The living word of the Most High. Who's supposed to be bringing this word out? You. You are. With no fear. Regardless of what anybody may think about you, regardless of how they may try to intimidate you, it doesn't matter. No fear. And here Yahawashi is bringing out right now saying, for one, if you were to go into one of these hoods, right? You go into one of these hoods, and here you are surrounded by what looks to be the worst of the worst, and you're bringing this word, or supposed to be bringing this word out, but yet you start giving your own opinion. You start talking about worldly things. You just gave that person a stone, or you gave him a serpent. Yahawashi said, give them bread. The Father What was Ezekiel's mission? Go out there and tell them what I said. And here Yahawashi is backing right up everything that was said in Ezekiel. Give them the daily bread. But yet Christianity will have you thinking that is something entirely different. Stupid. All right, verse 11. If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? How serious is that question right there? Because that's a question. So first and foremost, the Father's like, for all the evil people that's down here, even Esau, Ishmael, the children of Japheth, the Father said even their people these evil ass people give their children good gifts. If they are able to give them the gifts that they want, how in the world can the Creator not give his chosen children the absolute best? But you see what Christianity has done? You see, Christianity has ruined a lot of things. Christianity has told everybody that walks into that church and sits in that congregation that our gifts, the things for the children of Israel, was for everybody. Casting the pearls before swine. Do you understand why the Father said he's going to wipe crap down their face? He's going to, as he calls it, dung. He said he's going to smear dung down the faces of these pastors. And niggas thinking that this is a joke. Verse 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law of the prophets. So there's Yahawashi referencing the Old Testament, the law of the prophets. Take care of your brothers and sisters. Give this bread to them. Take care of your own. Take care of your brothers and sisters, just like all the other nations out there do for their own. Esau will take care of Esau. The Arabs will take care of Arabs. The Africans will take care of the Africans. The Chinese will take care of the Chinese. The Japanese will take care of the Japanese. And when they all come over here, what do? They all meet up. They all give each other's houses, loans, all that. But when it comes to Israel, when it comes to our people, I ain't giving that nigga shit. I ain't doing nothing. Nah, I gotta look out for me. I gotta do me. That's one of my favorite sayings. I gotta do me. One of the most selfish, rebellious things that we could ever allow to come up out of our damn throats. It's ridiculous. We hate each other. We can't stand each other. That's a damn shame. Verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. So this is an instruction. This is a commandment. Listen to what he's saying. Most people don't realize that this is a commandment in what he's saying. Enter ye in at the straight gate. Did he give you a suggestion? No. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. What's that talking about? The 2/3. That big 2/3 broad lane that the majority of Israel is going into. Why? Because you listen to the ways of the world. Now, I'm not talking about Israelites that are actually keeping the law. I'm talking about those of you who are watching now that still don't have your life in order. That broad way is for you. That broad way leads right to the fire, and you're going to die. You're going to die horribly, viciously. You're going to die. I'm telling you. All right, next. Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. The 1/3. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them. Ye shall know them. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? What is he saying? What is Yahawashi saying here? First and foremost, you're going to know a person by their fruits. First and foremost, by their appearance. You know a person by their appearance. You will know if a person understands the truth just by their apparel. Just by that. Not saying that every person that has on fringes is walking and following in righteousness, but that's a start. Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. You can't get around that. That is so simple. A good tree is going to bring forth good fruit. A rotting tree is going to produce bad fruit, plain and simple. Verse 18, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. I'm going to read that again. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. What does this mean? You have a lot of Israelites that are out there promoting false doctrines. And I'm talking about men who and females, men and women who claim to be in the truth. And they'll bring some BS to you. You'll be sitting there like, what is this nigga talking about? What is this woman? What the hell are you talking about? That's not in the scriptures. But yet they will sit there and try to convince you otherwise. This is what y'all need to be saying to niggas. Show me the scriptures. Show me the scriptures. Show me the scriptures that say what you are talking about. Don't give me your words. I don't want your philosophy. I don't want your explanation. I want you to go into the scriptures and show me and back it up with a precept. That's what you do. Do you know how many people will get out your face when you do that? All right, let's go. Verse 19 now. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Do you know what that means? You know what hewn means? It means to be cut with an axe or a sword. It means to cut your ass down and throw you into fire. You know what fire that is? That is the eternal fire. That is what's coming. There's no place on this planet or under this planet where the earth is burning with little devils and pitchforks down there poking and prodding at you. No, that fire has not come yet. It will, but it's not here yet. All right. Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. The Father made that clear. You are going to know a person by their fruits, by the things that they do, by their righteousness, by their acts, by their apparel. You will know these individuals when you see them. And you're going to see it in their actions, just like we talked about last week. Just like we talked about last week. You will see it in their actions. And just to show you, just like with the sister we saw in the video earlier, first and foremost, that damn blonde has to go. That is a sin, leprosy that she voluntarily put on her head. But yet she had a little cover and everything over her head. Now, most people would see that and be like, oh, you're covering your head. You're an Israelite. Then you must know who you are. But yet she's sitting there listening to that stupid ass, whatever the hell, religion, whatever that is, whatever nation he belongs to, talking about shut up, don't pray. I'm telling y'all, right there in front of your face. And they'll sit there and look at you like you stupid. I want to read verse 20 one more time. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. You're going to know these people. You're going to know the things that they do and everything by their actions. Verse 21. And I really want y'all to pay very, very close attention to this. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. What does that mean? Come on now. Now we're getting down to it. When Yahawashi said, not everybody that says unto me, meaning when we are in front of him and the Father for judgment. Do you know how many niggas on that day, male and female, are going to be like, Yahawashi, come on, no, I was down there, I was doing the work. I was doing everything that you told me to do. And Christ's like, No. Do you know how many niggas are going to be begging for their lives on that day? Do you get it? Do you understand how many people are going to be begging and pleading and crying and trying to negotiate and make deals? Let's see what Yahawashi has to say, man. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? So there's a lot of people that's down here right now, a lot of people that's like, I spoke the name of Jesus. I said your name. I did all these different things. Why? How am I in this position? I did everything that you told me to do. But Christ is like, Let's go backward. Let's see exactly what it says. Not everyone, go back to verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. What is the will of the Most High? What is the will of the Most High? What is it? Let's get it. Let's get it. It's very, very easy. I want you to please go to 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. We'll come back. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. What's the will of the Most High? Watch this. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. How easy is that? How easy is that? Everybody that be out there claiming that they love God, that they love the Most High, the Father said the love of God is to keep my commandments. Is that simple? Is that easy? Let's go back. Verse 22. Matthew chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? Now, what we just read, what was it? What did the Father say the love of the Most High was? The love of God is to keep his commandments. Do those three things constitute that? No, they don't. Now, let's see verse 23. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Boom. Clear. Crystal clear. Yahawashi, I said, nigga, I ain't dealing with you. I don't know you. What works have you done? What works have you done that I missed? Think about this, family. Think about this. He's like, wait a minute, nigga. You did nothing. I'm up here watching with the Father, nigga. You ain't do nothing. You went down there. You went into business for yourself. How many people did you teach to teach the commandments because they saw you doing it? How many? You know what his works were? Zero. Zero. Verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. So here Yahawashi is giving you a lesson in construction. If you're going to build on solid ground, so that when the wind does come, when the water pushes against your house, when the wind pushes against your house, when the earth shakes under the house, you are already set in that foundation. Let's look at the next one. What's the next scenario? Verse 25. No, it's a matter of what is it, verse 25? No, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Now, do y'all remember when Yahawashi told Abraham that his descendants will be as many as the sands? Y'all heard that before, right? The majority, the 2/3, his descendants, some of them, because Abraham has other descendants too, but we talk about within Israel. 2/3 sand, 1/3 the rock. The 1/3 is the rock, 2/3 the sand. Wind, water, whatever it is going to destroy that house. Verse 27, I'm going to read it one more time. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. We are going to read that again. Watch. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine. Does that not happen today? When you are out there and you are talking to people, whether it be at work, whether it be, and they hear the scriptures for the first time, and they're like, wait, what? Think about when you first heard it, when you first came into the truth, when the Father tapped your shoulder and was like, son, daughter, wake up. And these things you've never heard before, you had never heard them. You were astonished, just like I was. Just like when I found out that the children of Israel were us. They were doing the very same thing back then. Nothing changed. Nothing. But let's go to the next part. For he taught them as one having authority. You see that right there? The authority. Where does the authority? Because now y'all know we're about to get into some stuff now. What's that authority? The authority is rulership. You being an heir to rulership. You spoke with authority. You're down here. You're putting in the work now. You are letting people know who they are. You are teaching them the commandments in two ways. By one, you keeping them, because remember, they see you. They visualize you. They focus on you, just like we talked about last week. They focus on you and what you do. They focus on what you say. All the things that you do. That is why you have to be the real example of a model citizen of New Jerusalem. All the practices right now. But it doesn't stop there. What else does he say? What else does he say right there? Let's see. What else does he say? What else does it say? What else does Matthew say? Verse 29. For he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. You see, a lot of y'all already know where I'm getting ready to go with that. So many of these camps who claim to be in the truth with their false doctrines, their lies, these false, wicked ass prophets that are running around here, just like the Pharisees of old, the Pharisees and Sadducees, all of them back then, the very same people. They go out there in all of their fancy garments. They go out there glistening and glittering and everything like that. They all are going into business for themselves. They're sitting there yelling out scriptures. They're doing the absolute most, being extra, as niggas say all the time. Versus just a plain clothed brother going up, talking to him in their proper attire, a little embellishment, bringing a word out to him. And making sure before they leave, they know that the Father said that they got to keep the commandments. That's what it is. Answering questions for them. Going into the scriptures and showing our people exactly who they are. Because if not, you're going to hear those 4 words. The 4 instant killers. I never knew you. No, thank you. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Ooh, I'm good. Can you truly imagine, right? Think about the scenario. So now we got to set the stage. Y'all know how much I love doing that. So here we are. So now I want you to picture this. I want you to imagine the Most High right here and Yahawashi right here. And you are standing in front of the both of them ready for either your reward or your punishment. Depending on what you do right now, depending on everything that you do before you take your last breath. And you're sitting there in front of them. And then right before they get to you, right, you saw someone that was able to enter into the kingdom. And you see the kingdom is right there. It's right there in front of you. You see the beautiful mansions. You see the golden streets. You see all these things. You see it. And then you step up because you thought you did something, knowing that you didn't do a damn thing. And then you stand in front of your Yahawashi and he looks at you and be like, nigga, who are you? Who are you? Who's this? Where's his name in the book? Here's one of the angels. It's not in the book. Get to the fire, nigga. Come pick this nigga up and throw him in. Hew him into the fire. Throw his ass down into the fire. Make sure it hurts when he lands. I never knew you. And you really have to understand that being that Christ was there during creation. And he said, nigga, I never knew you. Many were called, but few were chosen. You see, the ones with the chosen there, everybody know them. And then there were some of them over here, not chosen. 2/3 versus 1/3. And for Yahawashi to look at you in your face and be like, I never knew you. Depart from me, you sinner. You worker of iniquity. Think about that term. You worker of iniquity. That holds more weight than just saying sinner. A person that has put the work, has put the effort into sinning. That's what that means. Like your whole life, everything that you've done, you have worked so hard to sin against our Father. Get your ass in that fire. Go. Burn forever. No, thank you. I'm telling y'all better. There's a lot of work to be done in Israel. A lot. And if you truly believe and you truly feel that all you have to do is the bare minimum and you're going to make it, you a damn fool. You're an idiot. A lot of you sisters, y'all think y'all just going to go based on what a man tells you? Nah, you sisters got to be out there putting in the work too. And why am I mentioning the sisters? Because there's many sisters like was in that video earlier today. And some of y'all probably agreed with some of the things that was being said. Now, for those of you that don't, for those of you who may hear other women sitting around talking or whatnot, you know, thotting it up and being hoes and everything, are you going to say anything to them? For you brothers who be around other brothers, and you already know how we talk. Come on, kings. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Do you have the balls to stand up and be like, yo, brothers, we got to stop this. No. Let me show y'all what's real. And you get into the book and you don't give a damn about what they say or how they may feel or what they may even say about you. Are you going to have the balls to go and correct them, brothers? Are you going to have the fortitude, the intestinal fortitude, the testicular fortitude to speak to those men and women and correct them just as the scriptures say? Can you do it? Can you do it? That's the question that I have. Every person that goes by you is every failure that you're going to have to answer for. You better remember that. And it doesn't mean that every person you see walk by you that you have to bring the word out to. It doesn't mean that. By how many? So you know how today there is there's a term that people use for promiscuity. That term is body count. Body count. How many people have you slept with? So now I'm going to take that very same term. What is your body count? How many bodies have you saved? How many bodies do you have under your belt? How many bodies have you saved? How many bodies have you saved, man? You got to ask yourself that question. And quite frankly, there's no reason why you ever have to feel bad about asking yourself that question either. What did you do? What was it that led you to come up out your comfort zone, just like we talked about last week, to come up out of that box that you have yourself in and go out there and teach, evangelize, the real definition of evangelism, to evangelize to the people that is out there, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. How many of you are going to be able to go out there and teach our people the true gospel, just like the Father told us in Ezekiel 2? That was a commandment. Christ backed it up in Matthew 7, same thing. So now the question is, once again, before we close this out, what is your body count?